Namaste. I am Dr. Asha Kiran, Takshana Ayurveda, Bangalore. We are the manufacturers of many Ayurvedic medicine, and we have an Ayurvedic hospital where the treatments are given for various health issues with detoxification and also with freshly prepared customized medicines. Many patients are getting benefit out of this new system of Ayurveda, which myself and Dr. Manasa have developed and implemented from last 5 years. After almost a decade of research, we have found that there are many loopholes in Ayurveda in the current practice. By filling those gaps, we can give a best treatment, best cure to the patients for almost all health issues. In that regard, one thought which has been haunting for long, I want to share. It's about cancer. Maybe it's a long subject, so I will cut this into various uh, videos, short videos in very simple languages. In this, any doubt if you have, please let me know. We can have a discussion. I'll try to clarify. There have been a lot of studies going on regarding the how this cancer is developed, how this cancer is developed. It is called arbuda in Ayurveda. Also it is sannipatika, that is when the vata, pitta, kapha, they three of them become imbalanced, such health issues come. So there are a lot of references in Ayurveda for cancer. There are a lot of treatment methods also. I am concerned about how in a simple manner we can make people understand how important is Ayurveda's preventive measures in prevention of cancer as well as management of various stages of cancerous health issues. Cancer, before understanding the treatment methods of cancer, what is cancer? What is that health issue? First, we have to understand from modern science aspect, which is the right thing. So for that, we should know about our body and how our body maintains its that structure. Life, we all know that it is formed of cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, body parts. In this way, Ayurveda also says that sapta dhatu, rakta, mamsa, majja, asti, charma, medas, like that sapta dhatus are there. Doshas, dhatus, malas, like that. Now, in modern science aspect, these cells, these tissues, they have to abide by some rules and regulations. Every day, lot of cells get birth, lot of cells get death in our body. This is all governed by the DNA, genetic material. It has a pattern of growth. We have fixed tissues, sedentary tissues and moving tissues. Say blood is a moving tissue. It keeps moving in our body. Whereas skin, all other organ parts and all, no, they are permanent. I mean, they are there still in one particular locations. Say, and our body is formed of various kind of tissues, various kind of cells, say neuronal cells, say blood cells, say germinal cells, skin tissues, skin cells, like that. They all are different in nature and they should be there on that particular organ. They should not move to somewhere else. And they should have a proper growth pattern, multiplication. We would have known that about mitosis and meiosis. So such cell divisions should happen as predetermined by the DNA, by the genetic material. Now, due to various reasons, these rules and regulations are broken. That makes the individual cells get freedom. They multiply not in the regular manner, but in a different manner. They do not perform their duties. Instead, they perform something else. The food which we consume have to be equally distributed. Samana. No, in the Panchapranas, Samana is the prana which equally distributes the nutrition. There is a limit for each cell to have the food. In case of some cells, they don't abide by that. They eat more, they multiply more, they become a mass of cells which doesn't have proper duties in the human body. That we call a metastasis, and they act as tumors, malignant tumors. They detach from the parental tissues where they have to be. Then they keep moving. These processes have been well studied by metabolism, by various molecular biology, various anatomical, physiological terms they have been studying. Cancer biology. This subject is called as cancer biology. So once one cell does not obey the rules of body, it becomes a big nuisance for the body. It multiplies, it occupies wherever. Here comes the role of prevention and management of Ayurveda. Why certain cells act like this? Science has the answer. There are many substances called carcinogens. Say tobacco is one example. Some properties there in the tobacco which act as carcinogen, which induces the normal cells to act as differently. They get detached from the tissue. They multiply in a rampant way. They do not abide by the rules. In simple ways, we have to say that. Then those cancerous cells act as similar to the infectious agents such as bacteria and virus. The difference is bacteria and viruses are another organism cells. They come out from the outside and they enter the body and create havoc. Whereas here in case of cancer, the same body cells, they multiply in a unwanted method, unexpected ways, and they create nuisance. Now, the biggest issue of treating the cancerous cells is, say, for bacteria, we have antibacterial creams, antibiotics, we have antiviral drugs, we have, in case of fungus, we have antifungal drugs, etc. But what about this? See, this is a same body cell, but slightly different. So, any medicine given to kill the cancerous cell will also kill the normal cells surrounding that. That is the biggest difficulty in finding medicines, in developing drugs for cancer. So, because it is all almost the same. So, that is why many chemotherapy, many medicines, when the patient take, it end up in side effects. Because the normal cells also start get damaged. So, there is a damage and repair process in the body which doesn't happen in a proper way in cancer patients. And it keeps on going in a step-by-step manner. The various stages are developed. This is in nutshell about cancer. Now, the role played by immunity for prevention and management of cancer is well studied subject. Because the cancer cells act as some kind of infectious cells, there is a role played by the immune system. Human body has an immune system where it identifies these abnormal activities, foreign organisms, and start fighting with that. So we call this leukocytes, WBCs, immunoglobulins, antigens, antibodies, all these are coming under this immune biology immune system. Now this vaccination is also a part of that only. So once the body identifies there is some kind of abnormal cells are present, if there is a chance that the immune system will identify, will isolate, will cornerize those cells and try to damage that and try to kill that. Those cells which kill this kind of abnormal cells are called as phagocytes. But in many cases, this does not happen. In normal biology, every day there will be many damaged cells which are being removed from the system and taken to the liver and get digested, and that has been recycled. Say for example, red blood cells. After few days of its work, the red blood cells will be completely recycled and new cells will be formed. Such things does not happen in case of this cancer, because there are chances that the immunity level is very less. The body does not identify the abnormal nature of few cells. That is one reason. So those who study, those scientists, they say that boosting the immunity will definitely help one person to get prevention of this kind of issues, prevention of cancer. Second is management. See, in case of after the cancer identified, it will be given chemotherapy, radiation therapy. Because of that, the normal cells, the immune system also comes down. Its level comes down. Then it has to be, that immunity has to be boosted. How immunity has to be boosted? There are various ways. One is taking proper rest, proper nutrition. Nutrition in the sense we have to go to the basics of nutrition, say carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. All they comprise a complete nutrition. But in this cancer cases, patients, their digestive system also will be affected, their absorption is getting affected. Because of that, even they take good food, they may not be fast, they may not be able to easily regain their immunity. That time, the role of herbs, many herbs which are prescribed in Ayurveda to boost the digestive system, to boost the immune system and all, comes into role. Say for example, ginger, long pepper, dry ginger, long pepper, jeshtamadhu, turmeric, all they play lot of roles in improving the immune system. By utilizing those in a systematic way under the guidance of an Ayurvedic physician, managing the side effect of therapies for cancer, improving the immune system will definitely help the patient. There are a lot of studies which is happening how this long pepper, see the long pepper has piperine in it, then turmeric has various antioxidants. There are poisonous materials or carcinogens called as free radicals. Say ultraviolet radiation is a free radical. That free radical, when it hits to the body or generated in the body, it starts fighting with the normal enzymes, normal vitamins, normal tissues and damage. So it is called free radical scavenging. When you take a vitamin supplement, the vitamins will fight with the carcinogens, will fight with the free radicals and will nullify its that poisonous effect. So in case of these immune boosters, many immune boosters also play the role of antioxidants and free radical scavengers. So this is about, in simple terms, about the how this cancer arises in the human body, how boosting the immunity will help managing to fight, the strength to fight against this cancer can be developed through boosting the immunity. This is what I wanted to convey in this video. If you have any doubts in this topic, please come up with questions. We will discuss it and try to understand the things better. I will make few more videos about various cancerous stages, various cancers like cancer of different organs, and various studies, how detoxification will help to prevent and manage cancer, what are the Ayurveda options described by various studies, various acharyas. That can be done in the next video. Thank you.